Hi everyone, my name is Yajaira Garcia. And thinking about what culture is for me, I could define it as a set of knowledge, idea, tradition, and custom that characterize a particular area, social class, or time. Now, to talk about what culture is in Kansas City or what tradition define us as a town, the first thing that comes to my mind is barbecue. Yes, but I'm not going to talk about it because many of you have already chosen it, and I don't want to do this more repetitive. I will not talk about football either. Also, this is a very popular sport here in Kansas City, but it's not my favorite. In addition to barbecue and football, Kansas City is known for the famous Negro League Baseball Museum, and this is my favorite sport. Excuse me, football lovers, but I'm from Puerto Rico and we love baseball. I choose to talk about the Negro League Baseball Museum, since with this I can cover many topics such as culture, racism, and inclusion. The Negro League Baseball Museum is related to Kansas City and it represents a time of struggle for people of color who live in this town and around the United States. According to the Negro League Baseball Museum, this opened its door at the public in a tiny one-room office space in 1991 with a dream of building a permanent facility that would pay rightful tribute to American unsung baseball heroes. In November of 1997, under the leadership of its late chairman, John O'Neill, that dreams come true when the Negro League Baseball Museum moved into a new 10,000 square foot home inside a cultural complex known as the Museum at 19 and Vine. To begin with, Black League Baseball originated after the first Civil Wars thanks to the segregation. People of color were not allowed to play baseball with white people. The National Association of Amateur Baseball Players rejected the African American membership twice, one in 1867 and in 1876. Black players could play with roaming teams that allowed them to play. If any white player complained because they don't want to be next to black players, they could not play. In 1884, catcher Moses Fleetwood of the Toledo Blue Stockings became the first African American to play in what was then considered a major league. Many of the best baseball players were moving out of state looking for organizations that would allow them to play. We know at that time it was very difficult for people of color play because of the discrimination. In 1889, there was no more black player in the baseball leagues for 40 years. It was very sad situation and a waste of black talent. In 1920, Ruth Foster organized the National Black League, which was a great opportunity for colored men. In a meeting held at the Paseo YMCA in Kansas City, Missouri, here, Foster and a few other Midwestern team owners joined to form the Negro National League. It launched with 8 teams, like Chicago American Giants, Chicago Giants, Cuban Star, Dayton Marcos, Detroit Star, Kansas City Monarchs, Indianapolis ABC, and St. Louis Giants. But racism and restriction on colored teams were always a problem until blacks were eliminated from the leagues once again. In 1945, Major League Baseball Brooklyn Dodgers recruit Jack Robinson from the Kansas City Monarchs. Robinson now becomes the first African American in the modern era to play on a major league roster. This was a key event in the right civil struggle with baseball. In the Negro Leagues Museum, you can see all the story of the black players who participated in the early days of baseball. You can see their story, ethnic origin, achievement in their careers, and you can also see which they consider the 10 most outstanding black players in the history. Some of them are Satcher Paige, who is considered the top one, Christopher Torriente and Martin Diego. These last two were Cuban players who play with the Negro League, and I specific to let you know that the Negro League accepts Latin players. The Negro League Museum is important to the black community in Kansas City as it represents the fight for civil rights and the abuse of people of color. But it not only represents the struggle, it represents the success that all those people obtain and the important merit that they contribute so that today players don't have the same problem that blacks had in their beginnings and contributed to the inclusion of black culture. This museum is open to the public and is a good place to visit with the family and learn about the history in addition to contributing to the country's economy. My source was Negro League Baseball, 10 Greatest Negro Leaguers, and Negro League Baseball Museum. Thank you very much.